First Conditional, Type 1 Conditional, English Grammar Lesson. If we study hard, we will pass the exam. This is an example of a first conditional sentence. The first sentence, if we study hard, is simple present. And the second sentence, we will pass the exam, is simple future. This time we want to talk about the grammar rule. The first sentence is simple present, and the second sentence is simple future. Simple present is a verb tense which is used to show repetition, habit, or generalization. And simple future is a form of the verb that refers to an action or event that has not yet begun. It is also used to make a prediction or to show ability, intention, or determination. First is a verbal sentence. Here are the formulations how to make it. There are positive using verb 1 plus s or es, negative using don't or doesn't, and interrogative using do or does in front of the sentence. And the second is nominal sentence. Here are the formulations how to make it. There are positive using be or to be, am is are plus complement. Negative, just add not after be or to be. And interrogative, moving be or to be, am is are in front of the sentence. Look at the example. If we study hard is verbal sentence. We is subject. Study is a verb. The other sentence, we will pass the exam, is using simple future. Simple future is using modal verb, that is will. First is verbal sentence. Here are the formulation how to make it. There are positive using will plus verb 1, negative using will not or won't plus verb 1, and interrogative using will in front of the sentence. And the second is nominal sentence. Here are the formulation how to make it. There are positive using will be plus complement, negative just add not after will, and interrogative moving will plus subject and be in front of the sentence. Look at the example. We will pass the exam is verbal sentence. We is subject. Will is modal verb. Pass is a verb. In this formulation, if you want to make a simple present or simple future, you may use either verbal sentence or nominal sentence. It depends on the situation you make it. If we study hard, we will pass the exam. This is the example of the first conditional sentence. The first part is the simple present tense, and the second part is simple future tense. What does it mean? The first conditional is used to express a real or very probable situation in the future. It refers to things that will possibly happen in the future if a condition is met. In a way, we are predicting a likely result in the future of sorts of condition happen. First conditionals are also known as type 1 conditionals. The first conditional use simple present in the if clause and the simple future in the main clause. Let's look at this sentence again. If we study hard, we will pass the exam. These tenses are simple present plus simple future. If we study hard is the condition. This is an if clause because it begins with if. Also, we have to use a comma at the end of an if clause. When the if clause comes at the beginning of the sentence, what is the result of this if clause? The result is we will pass the exam. Here I'm saying it is possible that we will pass the exam on the condition of studying hard now. I am predicting that this is the likely result in the future. Notice the example. If we study hard, we will pass the exam. If we study hard using simple present, the if clause, we will pass the exam using simple future, the main clause. We can say, if we study hard, because this is simple present tense. And we cannot say, if we will study hard. This is not correct. Don't use the future tense in the if clause. Let's look at some other example sentences in the first conditional. We can see the condition and the result. The grammar is using simple present plus simple future. If he doesn't arrive soon, we'll go without him. The condition is, if he doesn't arrive soon, the result is, we'll go without him. Remember, will is the construction of we will. It likely happened to leave him behind because he comes late. If I don't feel well tomorrow, I won't go to school. The condition is, if I don't feel well tomorrow, and the result is, I won't go to school. Remember, I won't is the construction of I will not. It is possibly situation if bad things happen. If you take this medicine, you will feel much better. The condition is, if you take this medicine, and the result, you will feel much better. Take medicine while you are sick is likely situation to make you better. If it is sunny tomorrow, we'll have a picnic at the park. What is the condition? The condition is, if it is sunny tomorrow, the result is we'll have a picnic at the park. This is a plan for tomorrow. We will have a picnic when the weather is sunny tomorrow. All of these sentences begin with an if clause, and this is the likely or possible result in the future. Notice the example. If we study hard, we will pass the exam. The sentence, if we study hard, is if clause the condition, and the sentence, we will pass the exam, is main clause the result. If clause as the condition is the first sentence, and the second sentence is main clause the result. How there is a comma after the if clause when the if clause is at the beginning? A comma is necessary between the two clauses. So we have seen the order of if clause, comma, main clause, which is the condition plus result. But we can also change the order of the sentence and have the main clause the result, before the if clause the condition. How can we change our example sentence? If we study hard, we will pass the exam. How can we change into this order? We say, we will pass the exam if we study hard. We will pass the exam is main clause the result. If we study hard is if clause the condition. With this order, we don't use a comma between the clauses. Note that you can use sentence whether with comma or without comma, but the most important thing is following the pattern. Let's change the order of the example sentence we have already seen. If you take this medicine, you will feel much better. If you take this medicine is if clause. You will feel much better is main clause, using comma after word medicine. This becomes, you will feel much better if you take this medicine. You will feel much better is main clause. If you take this medicine is if clause. That sentence is using no comma. If it rains tomorrow, we won't go anywhere. If it rains tomorrow is if clause. We won't go anywhere is main clause, using comma after word tomorrow. This becomes, we won't go anywhere if it rains tomorrow. We won't go anywhere is main clause. If it rains tomorrow is if clause. That sentence is using no comma. The first conditional is common when we're talking about possible plans, promises, warnings, threats, or for persuading someone. You can see the examples here. Remember, the condition is using simple present and the result is using simple future. If I go to Yogyakarta next week, I'll visit Malioboro. Plan. If I have time tomorrow, I will help you. Promise. If you touch that wire, you'll get an electric shock. Warning. If you don't come on time, you'll not come in. Threat. If you drive us to the concert, I'll pay for the parking. Persuading. The first conditional is common when we're talking about possibility that the situation is true in the present. Here are the examples. Remember, always have a condition and result. I put condition in the beginning of this sentence this time. If you are hungry, I'll make you something to eat. Perhaps you're hungry, perhaps you aren't. If you take this medicine, your headaches will get better. Perhaps you take medicines, perhaps you won't. We can also use present perfect or present continuous instead of the simple present tense. For example, if you have finished the letter, I'll post it to you. See, the condition here can be replaced by present perfect. If you have finished the letter and the result is the same, that is simple future. I'll post it to you. Another example. I'll come back later if you're working now. We put result in the beginning and we use present continuous for condition. We can use imperative sentence in the main clause. Remember, there are if clause and the main clause. If clause is using simple present and the main clause is using simple future. But this time we change into imperative sentence. Here are the examples. If you go to Australia, send me a postcard. If you don't want to get wet, bring the umbrella. If you don't want to be late, get ready soon. If you want to study English more, follow English Sign on YouTube channel. Look at the main clause. Send me a postcard, bring the umbrella, get ready soon, follow English Sign on YouTube channel are imperative sentences. In the first conditional, we can also use shall instead of will with I and we. For example, if I fail the exam, I shall take it again. First sentence, if I fail the exam, is simple present. And the second sentence, I shall take it again, is simple future. We can replace will with shall if the subject is I or we. We can also use modal verb instead of will. Modal verb include can, may, must, shall, etc. For example, if we have enough time, I can visit Mike. First sentence, if we have enough time, is using simple present. And the second sentence, I can visit Mike, is using modal verb can that replace will. Remember, will can be replaced by another modal verbs. Okay, in this last session, I will test your understanding about the first conditional. If you can do it easily, it means you understand well about this material. The exercise. Fill in the gaps with the type 1 conditional sentences. Please read and do it whole number of exercises. Just 5, not much. Here is the exercise of the first conditional. I'll give you 5 minutes. Please pause this video. Hopefully, this English grammar lesson about the first conditional is useful. If you did, click like and subscribe to our channel so you know when we created the new videos to help you improve your English. Thank you very much for watching this video. A new language is a new history of life. Have a nice day. Bye bye.